What's up, everyone? So, by the time I'm recording this video, the Florida-Texas A&M game should kick off about 5 hours from now. And I want to give you my predictions for this game, but of course I gotta give you my reaction to the Florida-Samford game. And it feels nice to get a win. It is exactly what I expected, with maybe a little bit more coming into the game. DJ Lagway had an unbelievable game. Honestly, made history for a true freshman starting as quarterback as a Florida Gator. Threw for 456 yards. He was very, very efficient. I think he was like 75% completion. Threw a couple of touchdowns. Made a couple plays with his legs. Won the game 45-7. And just as I stated in the previous video, that one of the things that was going to happen is if Florida beats them exactly the way they should beat them, and DJ Lagway performs the way he is expected to perform, that people are going to really be in favor of him being the season's starting quarterback. And that's exactly what happened. And he was and while that was awesome, I mean, I've still been kind of debating on it. I do know that Billy Napier has announced that he's going to start Graham Mertz, but he's still going to give DJ Lagway playing time. And I think that's a good choice. We can't put a lot of stock on DJ Lagway for playing against Samford, okay? They're an FCF school. They never had a chance, so we kind of expected him to play this way. We got to see more of him. The future is in him. Bright future, very talented. Really hoping he stays until he graduates. And with that, I won't say everyone, most people who are criticizing Billy Napier for starting Graham Mertz, I mean, guys, let's stop pretending that Graham Mertz was the only problem to us losing to Miami. He was not. All right. It was a whole entire team effort. The offensive line couldn't protect him long enough. The defense was trash. We made not a lot of penalties, but just two very big penalties that extended drives that got them touchdowns. That if you look back, maybe could have changed the outcome to the game. I wouldn't say we would have won, but it definitely wouldn't have been that bad. And it wasn't just him. Graham Mertz, he didn't help. He didn't play good, but he was like 1C. All right, he was the 1C to the problem, and I really think we gotta give him another chance, okay? He did so well last season, was incredibly efficient, very accurate, didn't really make mistakes very rarely made mistakes last season. We can't just go behind his back after one embarrassing game. I can kind of understand it that we want to see DJ Lagway. He's very exciting. He's really fun to watch. I think we got to give Graham Mertz one more chance, but I do think that we can't that doesn't mean we have to ride and die with him. If after the first couple of offensive drives by Florida, like 2 to 3 drives, if it's not going exactly what we want to do, then I think you got to put DJ Lagway in. And make no mistake, the Swamp is going to want him. It's going to want that as well. So Billy Napier, I give him credit for not abandoning one of his plans. He's still being confident. Now, while that might be, while some may say that's a bit arrogant, I still admire that he is not just going to give the fans what he wants, that he is confident in what he's doing, that he is a head coach for a college football team for a reason, and not these fans. So he knows something that we don't. I mean, clearly, whether we agree with it or not, whether we want him to get fired or not, Whether he makes questionable play calls or not, guys, he's our head coach, whether you like it or not. All right, he knows something that we don't know, and I know that's very hard for us as fans to accept. And I'm speaking this for myself that even I give him a lot of criticism, but it's reality, you know, and I think we just got to give him one more chance to see how it goes out, especially since Texas A&M ain't that good. All right, they seem to be almost about as bad as we are, and it's kind of surprising to me. I'm not gonna lie. I really like Mike Elko as their head coach. I think it's a really great fit, and I guess I was foolish enough to think that the success was gonna be immediate because they never lacked talent. They were just suffering with Jimbo Fisher, and they got rid of that problem, Mike Elko. But I guess the residue of Jimbo Fisher is still there, and they still need time to wash that off. So I guess there's that. They lost to Notre Dame, who lost to Northern Illinois, and now you might say, "Oh, that doesn't mean Northern Illinois is better than Texas A&M." That's not how it works. That is true, but this makes Texas A&M look really, really bad. All right, they don't have they're not good on offense, just like Florida. Connor Wegman, I think that's his name. From what I've seen, doesn't look that impressive, and he's hurt. He is questionable to play. Last time I checked, which might hurt Connor Wegman, or might help them. We don't know who their backup is. I don't know, but maybe he might be better. Who knows? And it's very interesting because I've been going really back and forth. For the longest time during this week, I really didn't know what was going to happen. Usually in a Florida game, I would sit down or maybe toss one of my footballs to just think about the scenarios or the outcome or the predictions of what I think is going to happen. And I was really struggling because I really didn't know what was going to happen, because it's like, who's worse? You might say, oh, Florida has home field advantage, but did that really mean anything against Miami? I don't know. I had to watch some videos of people giving their prediction of their takes on what could happen to actually help me out and to see if I agree with them or not and see if there's anything that I missed. And I come to the conclusion I think Florida is going to win this game. I think it's going to be lower scoring. I think it's going to be kind of a defensive battle. I think Florida is going to win 27-24, which would last time I checked is the under. Betting the under in the game, and the reason why I've chosen Florida is because Texas A&M hasn't won a road game since 2021. It has been 3 years since they've won a road game. They are in the same company as, I believe, Akron and I think Ball State and one other FCS school. That is a very embarrassing company to be in. If you're Mike Elko, you got to get him out of there. But they got to show me they got to win on the road. And I guess they're both desperate, but I feel like the Gator Nation, they're more desperate because they're more fragile. They need to see something. They need to see a big win at home because we're getting close to the big meat. I know we go on the road against Mississippi State, and then after that it's all juggernauts. Or I won't say all juggernauts, but it's all very difficult teams. So we got to win this game if we want to be bowl eligible. If Billy Napier wants to keep his job, he has to win this game to set him up to win other games in this season to be in a bowl game. Yeah, it's pretty much. I think Florida's going to win this game. I'm not very confident, I'm not going to lie. Where in the Florida-Miami game, where if you asked me if Miami could win that game, I would have said, yeah, they could, but I don't think they're going to do it because they haven't done anything in 2 decades, and this is no different. I've seen this movie before. They're not going to win. They could. It's going to be close, but they're not going to. That was how I felt about the Florida-Miami. This time, I'm like, yeah, Texas A&M could beat us. I don't think they're gonna. I'm predicting that Florida's gonna win this game by 3 points, but they could easily lose this game. And if we do, I wonder if that would be it for Billy Napier. I really don't know. It's because 3 games into the season. I don't know if this will break him, if this will break the season for Florida. They got to be thinking, if he doesn't win this game, then how is he going to win the other games? I don't know. Maybe they'll see if he can beat UCF and we'll beat a team in the state of Florida, and that will certainly boost us. Again, we're going on the road against Mississippi State. They're worse than us. So I really don't know. If we lose this game, I honestly don't know if he's going to keep his job. He might still have his job. I guess it depends how we perform if we lose and how this game turns out. Because it almost feels like whoever's going to lose this game more. I mean, there's going to be a winner by default, but it does kind of feel like that Oklahoma State-Arkansas game, like who's just game of mistakes, like teams who don't want to win that game, but who's going to not want that game less. So it kind of feels that way. I don't know. This is the most back and forth predicting of a Florida game that I've ever done. I really don't. This was really tough to predict and very challenging, and that's what makes this fun. That's one of the beauties of watching college football. Have these competitive games that are very tough to guess what they think is going to happen. So yeah, but that being said, I'm making a definitive prediction. I think Florida's going to win 27-24, and so they will cover, and then they will outright beat them, and then Billy Napier will keep his job for another day, and depending on how Graham Mertz or DJ Lagway performs, Graham Mertz might keep his starting position for another week. So that's my predictions. Hopefully I'm right. Let's go Gator, guys.